I got to tell you, I mean, the discoveries are coming fast and furious because the science is moving at the speed of love. And it's coming out so fast, it's writing a new human story that tells us we're not what we've been told, and we're so much more than we've been led to believe. And that difference is what empowers us and gives us this evolutionary edge so that we can thrive in whatever it is that life brings to our doorstep. So on some levels, we are shifting what's happening out there. On many levels, we're shifting what's happening in here. And as we change our inner world, it is being reflected in the world around us. There's a battle unfolding in our lives, a battle for our thoughts. There is a battle for our beliefs. There's a battle for the way we think of ourselves and our origins. There's a battle for our bodies. That's obvious. Ultimately, these are all facets of a deeper battle. And it's a battle that is so obvious. They say the best way to hide something is to keep it in plain sight. And that's exactly what's happening. There is a battle for our very humanness. We are the prize. We are the prize in this ancient battle that has been playing out since humans first emerged. And we all know this as the battle between good and evil, the battle between light and dark. And it plays out through the technology that's available at the period in time as it's playing out. And we happen to be living a very sophisticated technological age, but that same ancient battle is playing out. The reason our humanness is so important is because through our biology, we access our divinity. And this is actually a battle, an ancient battle for our divinity. Divinity is the ability to transcend perceived human limitations. Not just survive, but to become more than those limitations. And those limitations may not even be real. They are the limitations that we've been conditioned to accept about ourselves, our relationship to our bodies and the world. So why is the divinity so powerful? Because when we embrace the deep truth of our divinity, we are no longer shackled by the bonds of fear that keeps us from the deep truth of ourselves. The events that you're seeing playing out in the world, it's all important and it all needs to be talked about. However, the events of our world have been weaponized to keep us in fear so that our divinity is veiled. And when we lose access to our divinity, we become vulnerable and susceptible to other people's ideas and their agendas of what the world should look like and what our bodies should look like. So it is in the interest of the powers that be that have alternate agendas and have alternate visions to keep us from our divinity. And one of the most effective ways of doing that is to create fear in a population. And we are inundated every day, and people are frightened because things are happening that have never happened before. There appears to be no remedy. So you can't resolve the fear. You're in perpetual fear. And it threatens everything that people know to be true about their lives, the certainty of life. They cannot plan with certainty their children's education or their retirement, or whether or not they're going to be able to help their parents in a nursing home because the prices are so high. You know, the certainty that we had in the past has disappeared, and that uncertainty creates a level of panic, anxiety, and fear. So there's a battle for our divinity that's playing out, that's been happening for thousands of years on a spiritual level. Our young people are being taught that the human body is flawed. Carbon-based life is flawed. And for example, among the flaws, emotion, our ability to emote and to have emotions is considered to be a flaw by these technocratic people that are teaching this, because the emotion, they say, clouds our ability to think clearly and to make good decisions. They're teaching our young people that human intimacy and sexuality is flawed because when a man and a woman conceive a child, there's so much uncertainty. There's no precision. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know the eye color, the hair color. You don't know fast twitch muscles for athletic performance or what kind of IQ. So we're teaching our young people that the human biology is flawed and that we are victims of a world that we have no control over. And if we're victims, it means we need a savior, and that savior is being touted as technology. Our young people are being taught that technology is what will save them. It will give them the edge in life, the ability to compete successfully, and to replace the flawed human biology. When we replace our natural biology with synthetics, when we lose the DNA, which is literally an antenna, a very high frequency antenna that tunes us to our divinity, the timeless, ageless part of us where our intuition comes from and where our creativity and our imagination come from. That's all done through the biology, the DNA. When you begin to replace the DNA with synthetic polymers and with chemicals, or you alter the DNA that exists, you still have it, but you alter it. It's like taking the dial on your radio station and tuning it just enough so you no longer pick up that station. You no longer tune into your divinity. This is what we're seeing, and it's not like it's going to happen. It's already happening. And it's being done through really effective marketing. I know it's happening, and I'm still in awe at how slick and sexy the marketing is, the high-tech marketing that appeals to young people, that makes it look really cool to have a computer chip in your brain so that you can communicate with your gaming device without using any wires. They say, man, that's sweet. And so we're living at this pivotal crossroad where in one generation, we will determine how much of ourselves we give away to technology. And another way of looking at this is we will also determine whether or not we love ourselves enough to embrace the deep truth of the gift of our humanness that was given to us 200,000 years ago, and the extraordinary potential is given to no other form of life that we're only beginning to understand. We're about to give it away before we even know what we're giving away. We're going to do what humans always do. We're going to check each other out. And we're going to say, ultimately, who's happier? Who's healthier? Whose lives are more fulfilled? The people that have given all in on the technological path, the people that have chosen to slow down and go back to the basics. My sense, I think we'll probably find something midway. The question is, do we become enslaved by the technology, or do we allow the technology to serve us so that we can be healthier, happier, freer, love without fear, love more completely, and stay connected?